For those of y'all who don't know what this is LATARIAN Milton. Back in 2007, he was on the news because he stole his grandmother's SUV at the age of 7. And he went on a joyride with his friends, and he crashed into a few cars and ended up crashing into some cars at the mall, and he was arrested. Now, the news interviewed his grandmother, and I remember back then wondering, where's his parents? Why are they interviewing the grandmother? Like, where's his mother and where's his father? And I also remember saying that this isn't the last that we're going to see him. And lo and behold, in 2017, he was arrested again after graduating from middle school. He was arrested again for carjacking. Him and some friends, they carjacked a cab driver, and he was the only one that got arrested. And back in 2007, I remember watching his grandmother talk, and I remember saying that there's no way that, that old lady can handle this boy. Like, I mean, there's no way. So he's going to definitely be in trouble again. Who knew he would make the news again? But he did. And it just drives home the point that I've been trying to make, that single parent households are really the reason for what's going on in the black community. So we're going to watch the video, and afterwards I'm going to come back and I'm going to give my opinion, and you can leave yours in the comment section. So check out the video and I'll be right back.
That's right, and LATARIAN Milton spent about 10 minutes in court this morning. He learned that he will not be able to go home anytime soon. He will have to wait to hear from the judge the next court date. We last spoke with LATARIAN Milton in 2015. He had just completed middle school and was looking forward to the next step.
When I get to school, in high school, to be able to play on the football team, have some good success there.
This is Milton entering a West Palm Beach courtroom Monday to face charges stemming from an armed robbery and carjacking. Palm Beach County Sheriff's deputies say a Lyft driver picked up 4 young males and a female early Sunday morning and drove them to Windora Way in West Palm Beach. That's where the female exited the vehicle. Investigators say the suspects told the driver to take them to another location. When the driver refused, authorities say one of the suspects pulled out a handgun and hit the driver in the back of the head. The driver says he got out of the car and was robbed of his wallet and jacket. He later told deputies that Milton, who was in the front passenger seat, got out and hopped into the driver's seat and sped away with the other suspects. According to investigators, the driver gave detectives a phone number, which led to the identification of Milton. Deputies arrested Milton Sunday afternoon. We first met Milton in 2007 when he was 7 years old. He had just stolen his grandmother's SUV and went on a joyride through Lake Park in Palm Beach Gardens.
I want to do it because it's fun. Fun to do bad things, to drive into a car.
So did you know that you could perhaps kill somebody?
Yes, but I wanted to do hood rat stuff with my friend.
If I thought they wouldn't take me to jail, I'd whip his behind right now.
Back in court, the judge ordered Milton to remain at a juvenile facility until his next court date. And the woman you saw in that video is LATARIAN Milton's grandmother. She did not want to talk as she left the courtroom today. However, she did say that she will continue to pray for him. LATARIAN Milton is due back in court on Friday. The other suspects have not been caught yet. Reporting live in West Palm Beach, Ted White, WPBF 25 News.
Now, you heard the grandmother say that if she could, she'd whoop him, but she don't want to go to jail. Now, back in the late 90s, early 2000s, I think, they made a big deal about kids getting beatings. It was like a running joke in the black community that you couldn't beat your kids anymore because all they had to do was go to school and tell somebody that they got a beating, and next thing you know, diapers would be knocking on your door and you'll be going to jail. You know what I mean? So that also contributed to the delinquency of our children. So at this point, you have parents scared to discipline their children. So the kids ran amok. And I don't think we ever recovered from that. That coupled with no fathers in the house, because by that time they had already got rid of the fathers. You know what I mean? So that coupled with no fathers in the house really contributed to the delinquency of our children. Also, you heard him also say that, it's fun to do bad things and he want to do hood rat stuff with his friends. I mean, those are things that get nipped in the bud, with a good, strong father figure in the house. Not saying that the mother can't stop that, but, most kids will tell you all your father had to do was look at you. And, so with the father's been out of the household and the ability to discipline the children taken away from the mothers, that just pretty much left the kids out there just to do whatever they wanted to do. You know what I mean? So that definitely contributed to the state of the black community. And when the cop was trying to explain to him back in 2007 that his grandmother was going to have to pay for the damages, he said, well, can my mother help him? So the mother was somewhere in the picture, but he wasn't with her. And who knows where the father was. And these kids need both parents in their lives. That grandmother cannot raise a young boy, especially not in this era. These young kids are exposed to too many different things. And it's hard for an older person to raise kids like that, especially little boys. Little boys are always going to go too far. They're going to always try to see what they can get away with. It's very interesting in that the first interview was in 2007, and in the 2017 news clip, they were still talking about the grandmother. Still no signs of the parents. You know what I mean? So that shows that the parents still aren't in the picture. So hopefully this kid will get himself together. He's still young. He actually talks pretty well. So hopefully he'll get himself together. It bothered me that he said, he was just looking forward to going to high school and playing football. I wish he would have said he was looking forward to doing something else with his life other than playing sports. But, it's good that he's looking forward to doing something. So hopefully he'll change his life and he'll bounce back from this. But, before I go, I just want to say again that I believe that fathers are pretty much the most important thing that the black community is missing. And it's not all the women's fault. You know what I'm saying? It's not the women's fault completely, even though the women do choose the men that they sleep with and choose the men that they have kids by. And a lot of times they know these kids, these guys ain't worth shit, and they still lay down with them and they still have kids with them. I don't know if they think that they can change them. I don't know if they think that, they got something special that the last 4 or 5 baby mothers didn't have. But, I hold them more accountable because it starts with them. Because they actually choose who they're having a kid by, who they're laying down with. You know what I'm saying? So that's my issue with our women. Our issue with our men is all we doing is running around trying to fuck everything moving, and we're not thinking about the kids. We're not thinking about having these kids and raising these kids and what's going to happen if we're not in their life. You know what I mean? We got a lot of irresponsible men out here that refuse to grow up. And that's another issue that we have to tackle. But, I don't want to go too long. That's my opinion. Leave your opinion in the comment section. We'll talk about it. And you take care, and I'll catch you on the next video. All right, peace.